Hi Janice, it's Ashley. Thank you so much for sharing your video discussion with us. I enjoyed reading it or listening to it and watching it. Um, so going straight into it, I feel like when you were talking about the video, the first one of the youth that was at risk, and you were talking about all the red flags that were shown in the video, I feel like I noticed those too. The way who he was hanging around with after school and then what they were doing. So I noticed those red flags also, and I feel like students, youth do look around to the influences and their behaviors, their actions, their thoughts, their emotions. I feel like they're influenced by the influences around them. So if they have positive influences around them, then they're gonna grow and they're gonna prosper and they're gonna be fine. That doesn't mean that they're not gonna have hard times, but there definitely will be hard times, challenging times for them. But they'll prosper and they'll grow, and they'll go down the right path for the most part. But for students who struggle and the students who don't have that light at home, the students who don't have that much good influence at school as well, or their friends who they hang around with, I feel like that makes a big difference. And I think there's a quote or saying, and it said something like, who you hang around with, you become, or something like that. Or it's this one. It's tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. And I feel like that's true because you hang around with people who may be like you, or may have the same mindset and may have the same goals as you. So that's definitely true, and I feel like it's up to us to be a positive influence in the students' lives, and just to try to help them as well. If they don't have that positive influence at home, then to just try to help guide them to a positive influence. So that's definitely something that we can try to do, is just to look for opportunities to help them. So for example, let me just cut to the thing because I feel like I'm saying the same thing in different words. But I feel like some examples would be to help them join an organization, a club that they find interest in. Like the student liked drawing, he liked journaling, and maybe he can do more of that in an after school program, or maybe even in art, since or maybe even a poetry club, UIL poetry, right? Those kinds of organizations, or UIL after school programs. Now let's say that the school doesn't offer it. I feel like another thing that we could do as counselors is to try to find like a nearby, it could be a Parks and Recs, or a Boys and Girls Club, or just the city, anything really close by that they can join, and then they can be a part of, and then help them slowly get away from that negative influence, and just help them keep them busy, distracted, and not focus on negative, and just help them do good things and positive, lead them down the right road. Another thing that I really like that you mentioned and that I learned from it is just to the second part is to not sugarcoat things. So the students are going to come to you, and some may just have simple issues like, I don't want to take this class because it was a mistake. This is not what I want to do. This is not on my roadmap for when I want to go to college. Some students already know what they want to do, and that's fine. And then for other students, like the student from the first video, he was it was a very dark topic and sensitive one too, and it's a reality, and it's something we're gonna have to go through. Hopefully not, but that's something I want to learn more on, how to address this and how to help the student at the end of the day. But I liked how you just set down the floor, you on honesty. You just you told the student straight up. So whatever happens in here, whatever we discuss, it is confidential. But if it's something that you want to harm yourself, or you are thinking of harming others, if any of that sort comes up in the conversation, then I am going to have to take the steps to report it and to let others know about it, because this is just something that we have to do to make sure that everything's okay, that you're safe, that other people are safe, and that everything's okay. And then I feel like that's a good thing to open up after you welcome them and everything. I feel like that's a good thing to say and to let them know, be aware, so that they're not like so they don't lose that mistrust in you. So they're not like, oh my goodness, she tricked me, I hate her, and just start hating on you now. But so that they can know that they can trust you when you're honest with them, because there's no need to lie. That is part of our job, to just be honest with them and let them know. And I feel like students, when they meet with someone like other than their teacher, I remember I had a student, maybe he was just young, and he's little, a fifth grader, and he just wanted to make other kids laugh. He didn't like the class. He felt it was boring, but he was also really bright, so maybe he wasn't feeling challenged enough with the content, right? But then once he went to the counselor, I noticed that he was just able to talk to her and explain to her how he felt and things like that. And then when we met with his mom too, he was able to open up as well. And then he wrote a letter. So I feel like once students meet with an adult and they are honest, they seem welcoming, they seem that they're really there for good and that they want to help them, I feel like they can open up. It's just up to us to provide that environment for them, and to navigate that. And the last thing was, I noticed how you work with high school age students. I have not worked with them really. I had worked with them in a private school once, but it wasn't like for career readiness and stuff like that. So I feel like I remember my time in high school and applying to college. I just remember how the man said in the second video, we'll do a group lesson and we'll all just go together and we'll apply at the same time. I'm like, oh, and then I remembered that's what happened with us. We all went to the computer lab. They helped us apply to our local colleges, and then that's pretty much all I remember. So I feel like exploring ideas for high school would be nice to learn, just whenever my son and future children go into that age. I can kind of already have an idea, but that's a long time from now, in Jesus' name. But yeah, so there's some things that I took from your discussion, and thank you for sharing. And I'm excited to watch your last video, I think next week. But thank you for sharing, and I'll see you soon.